Welcome to the Adoption Lounge. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Katie. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited about our special guests.
We have a couple special guests. We have Marley back, and
by popular demand.
And we also have a family that adopted with Lifelong some time ago in 2020. So they're gonna introduce themselves and tell us their story, which we're super excited about.
Yes, but before we get into that, how are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm fantastic. I'm trying to stay warm. That's why I have Marley dressed warm.
I know she's wearing her little berry sweater.
I didn't think to match her. I should have.
I'm honestly disappointed that you didn't and a little shocked. Like you left the house, everybody got dressed and you thought, yeah.
I'll just wear blue.
This is the look we're going with.
Yep.
It is complimentary though.
I guess, yeah. It could have been better.
It's in her collar a little bit, the blue. I see what you're doing there, family photo style.
Yeah, like you don't want it too matchy.
Yeah.
You gotta...
But anyway, anything new with you? Every time she snorts. I don't know if you guys have the distinct pleasure of being able to hear Marley.
I'm sure there'll be one or two snorts you'll hear for sure.
Yeah.
So what's new with you? Reese went bowling.
So far, he's probably a better bowler than me. I was having like flashbacks to when I was in high school. And do you remember you would do like that bowling unit and then you would have to like call out your score on the bus?
Did you not want to do that?
I want you to know.
Oh.
I'm sorry, were you there?
Obviously.
Shaming me. But yeah, that's basically what my score was. It was really horribly embarrassing. I'm sure that I am the only one in my class that still thinks about it, but, you know, just in case.
Have you ever bowled and for some reason the bowling ball doesn't want to leave your fingers and then you and the bowling ball go down the lane?
No, I can genuinely say no.
Well, only me
Have
then,
you?
I guess. Yes. Yes, that was from personal experience.
Like that's going to be a yes.
Yes, that was from personal experience. It was so
goodness.
Embarrassing. My mom, I was actually in a bowling league. I break 100 when I bowl, usually.
Is that good? I don't even know. Probably not.
Well, you wouldn't know because you don't get into the triple digits.
Right.
But yes.
That's why I feel impressed.
The goal, yes, is to get very high numbers.
Yeah.
And my mom felt so bad that I rolled myself down the aisle that she bought me a donut from the...
Down the aisle.
Literally.
She bought you a donut because you were so bad at bowling?
Yeah, I became good, though.
It's so cute you were in a league. Did you guys have like a league name?
I actually don't remember. I'm sure we did.
Oh. I
was on like a team.
We should go bowling. Maybe I've
only asked you 13 times.
Well, as you are learning in real time, I have trauma.
That's why now I know why you don't like bowling. You're just like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, who doesn't like to throw a ball down an aisle?
Well, also, like, I feel like the shoes are slippery and I'm already really accident prone, so I might not have thrown myself with the ball down the alley or the aisle, as some people refer to it. But it's an alley, right? Am I wrong? Am I being obnoxious and I'm wrong? It's a lane. Lane. Thank you, Jordan. Did you like how like cocky I was about it? And I wasn't even right. But I've fallen a few times.
See?
Because I get into the whole... You have to have like a method, you know?
I don't.
My son just rolls it down the ramp, though, for the record, so...
Well, I mean, that's what I like to do it sometimes.
Yeah.
That way.
So if we're playing that way,
that's why I break 100.
Kill. All right, anyway, that's enough nonsense. So...
Yes, so...
Let's introduce our family.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, boys.
Yes. So introduce yourself, tell us your name, and tell us...
your occupation.
If you
Just
want.
kidding.
If you want.
Well, I'm Amon.
I am Javier. I'm original from Caracas, Venezuela. We actually met on a cruise in 2013.
You met on a cruise? That's so cute.
Yeah, it was my birthday. I was still living in Venezuela, and I had saved for a long time to take this cruise. And I had invited friends with me, but unfortunately some of them just couldn't afford it. Others that were in the United States were still processing their immigration, so they couldn't leave the country at the time. So I said, you know what, this is what I want to do, and I hop on a cruise, and I met Amon the first 15 minutes of the cruise. And from that point on, like, we stayed together the entire time. And it was a 5-day cruise.
Except the captain's dinner, because you didn't come dressed appropriately.
Yeah, I didn't bring a suit. I could not attend the captain dinner. That is very true. Yeah, but I mean, we stayed together the entire cruise length of the 5 days. And at the end of the cruise, he told me, don't leave, stay with me. And I'm like, oh, sounds crazy, but I kind of want to do it.
Since you
And
asked.
my
So
family, I called my job, I quit. I called my family and told them I wasn't coming back. They were like, but you just met him. I was like, well, yeah, but something tells me he's the right one. And so we
you'd be
did.
like, maybe one of you should have come on the cruise with me.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So my yes,
Let me give you my perspective too.
There's
Yeah.
always two.
Single
always-
summer, I was with my best girlfriend. Like we were living it up, and she's like, "What did you do?" She's like, "It's been 15 minutes, and you have booed up, and I'm the third wheel."
Yes. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were ditching a friend in this scenario. Terrible. Amen.
The
Come
things
on.
we'll do for love.
I mean, she can't be a hater now, right? Because obviously it's
I know
true
she
love.
can't get mad now.
I was like, best friend, very good looking Latino, Caribbean sunlight. Like, sorry, Steph.
Oh man, is she still mad about it? Are you guys still friends?
Oh no,
we're
we're
still friends.
yeah, best friends
Oh,
for
good.
life.
No, we actually
what I like
saw
to hear.
the cruise he told me, and well, 2 months later we moved in together, and we got married 5 months after we met. And now it's 13 years later, 2 kids. I think we made the right choice by following our gut at that moment.
For
Aw.
sure.
Yeah. It is-
When you
it's-
know, you know. I'm a big cruise girl, by the way.
Yes, this one over here is obsessed with cruises. I'm a hater, so don't talk to me about
we
it.
should
I'm
go
sorry.
together. Let's go.
Yes, you should. It'll be way more fun than me. I'll complain the whole
We
time.
should 100. Okay, well, just message me after this. You have my email. We'll start planning immediately.
She's like, not even kidding. This is gonna be planned.
I'm
And then I'll come
excited.
with FOMO.
Katie said she won't come, but she will.
I will.
Because the
I
minute
will.
we plan it, she'll be like,
Right.
"Oh, well, I mean, I don't want to be left out, so I guess I'll come or whatever."
I'm fun on vacation too. I'll only complain about it leading up to it.
Yeah, vacation Katie's. I mean, isn't like every version of somebody like vacation Amanda, vacation, everyone's better.
Well, I also think you're my best friend, so you love all the sides to me, even when I'm cranky. So you're not the best person to ask.
that's true.
All right, well, talk to us about these 2 kids you mentioned.
So, as we said, so our life or our marriage came very quick, but in the 5 months prior to our marriage, we had so many big conversations about what our goals were in life and truly what we wanted to accomplish. And parenting was one of them. Like, that's one thing that we wanted to work towards. And to be honest, as we went through the years, I'll be honest, I was very hesitant just because people talk about cost. And, at that time, it was just very, very hard. I mean, we were starting our careers and we just didn't have the financial means to cover what we thought was the cost of adoption, right? So,
He's the realist, and I'm the yes man.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do it.
We'll figure it out.
Amen.
That-
Yes,
yep.
this is my whole vibe. Like, I'm like, it's vibes. And my husband's like, let's talk about this financially.
hold on. Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm the
okay, Marty.
numbers. I'm the numbers guy, so I have to see it in paper before I say yes.
It's
But
fair. But you should have one of each in every relationship, probably.
It's fair.
Exactly. And he told me something that always resonates with me to these days. Like, it's never going to be the perfect time. And we just need to do it. And
You'll never have enough money. You're never gonna have the perfect anything. So,
Yeah.
and we're not.
exactly, especially that. So we started and we signed up with an initial adoption agency. And this is a message to everyone: do your full research.
Some disappointed dad.
Turns out the agency was very religious oriented,
Oh.
very traditional family oriented, and
They didn't live up to what they kept promising.
yeah, they did not.
When we had our initial call, it was all
Honestly, like sunshine and rainbows. Like we were like, wow, this is what we're gonna get, and then nothing lived up to it. 2 years
Yeah.
later, time to market ourselves elsewhere.
Yeah,
That's so frustrating, though.
yeah,
I'm
that
glad
was-
you kept going.
Exactly. Well, after a year and a half and a lot of fights with them, not fights, discussions via email and calls, and really expressing how unhappy we were with what was offered to us versus what we were getting. And then ultimately, you kept seeing their post on Facebook about new family that adopted, and it was always a traditional family. Nothing against the traditional families. It was just like he was definitely their target, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we move on to saying we really need to find a new agency. And that's really where we started doing research. And of course, we had already lost a big amount of money with the
Mm-hmm.
initial agency because the money was not refundable. So that financial part had to be considered. And in lots of research, I remember putting LGBTQ adoption agency. And lifelong adoption was the first one that popped up. And we went in there, and just the website itself, like it just gave us a good vibe. And then we went into the Q&A, the FAQ page, and it really broke down a lot of the cost and honestly just seemed like a lot more of a realistic option.
Transparent.
Yes, and then so we submitted the application, and we were contacted about talking about our possibilities to adopt. And I remember it just felt
And did a call with us even before the application, like to get a feel from us if lifelong was the right choice for us. So that was
Yeah.
incredible. Like he's like, let's talk it through before we go down this path. So
Yeah.
like that felt like home to me. Like
Yeah.
he wanted to connect with us, we wanted to connect with you guys. So
yeah, it was quite the family feeling that we felt like it was like truly lifelong had a true mission and really care about maybe what I'm gonna say gay couples who sometimes may not be sought after for adoption, right? And we read a lot about the success stories of lifelong, and because we already had this unfortunate situation, we said, okay, let's ask people. And we went into this Facebook group for dads with kids or something like that was the name, and we posted like, hey, any ideas on lifelong, and literally it was just so positive.
yeah, it was just like
And that was in
Oh, that's nice.
that was all in October of 2000, and we signed up with Lifelong in November 5th, 2019. And we had a call back in the day with Dina.
What was her name?
Dina.
Was it Dina?
Yes. She unfortunately passed recently. We learned about that.
Yes, we were all pretty devastated.
Yeah, I will never remember that call, and we'll never forget that call with her, because he was really broke it down and explained to us the cost and also the options that were available for the financial part.
Yeah,
And
and Dina genuinely cared about all of the families so much. Like,
so
oh gosh,
it was
I'm glad you had such a nice experience with her.
such a great experience with her. And we decided let's sign up. And we signed up on November 5th. Dina welcomed us, made us feel like family, and then we had Patricia, who was kind of our educator throughout the process. And I remember we had our first call with her sometime in December, and then our second education call in January, which was on January 20th of 2020. And I
That's
remember
my birthday. Sorry, I know that's not part of the story or
well,
relevant.
happy belated birthday. Still on time.
Sorry, I'm just not one of those people that doesn't like my birthday, so I got excited.
I
Keep
love my
going.
birthday.
Obviously, it was good luck. You're welcome.
Yes, right? Exactly.
So
So
sorry.
we talked with her that morning, and then we went to we run some errands, and on our way back home, that same day, the phone rings from Lifelong, and I get this like, why are they calling us back? And we park in the first parking lot that we saw,
which was a church.
which was the church. And
Love that little callback.
I know, right? And we answer, and it was Patricia telling us, hey, we have a birth mom that wants to talk to you. And we're like, what? It's not even been 3 months since we signed up with Lifelong. And we're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And I remember we said that, yes, that we wanted to talk to her, and the call was scheduled 2 days after. And we tried calling her. So they gave us the number, and we set up a time to give her a call. And we called our son's birth mom, and who we still have an amazing relationship with. And she's like, hey, she texted us back, and she's like, hey, I'm working at the animal shelter. I'm volunteering. I'll call you back as soon as I'm done here. We're like, oh, okay, whenever you can.
Minutes feel like hours.
She's like, hey, I'm really busy being a good person. I'll see you guys
Yeah.
later.
100%. So we ended up she ended up calling like 30 minutes later, what seemed like 30 days later. But
I was gonna say like 5 hours, but 30 minutes later.
5 hours later.
Exactly.
Before we get to the call, Patricia did an amazing job at telling us how, like, coaching us on, like, how to talk to these birth moms. She's like, never want to, insinuate that the baby is yours. She's like, make them feel like, the baby's their baby. And she really went in and honed in on that it's a selfless decision. She's like, I don't want you to think that these birth moms are just giving up the babies because they don't want them. Well, neither one of us ever been around adoption. So, like, that mindset and that education piece, I praise that woman, because that was like the biggest, like, eye-opening moment for us. Like, hey, this is real.
It definitely, and what she taught us through the 2 education calls that we got to have still live with us through this day. And I mean, back then, yes, Sebastian was hers, right? But that the feeling of gratitude that we have with her will live with us forever, because she made that decision so selflessly to give him up to us for adoption. And I was so overwhelmed the day she called. And the one thing that stuck with us was that they during the education call, it always said, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. And so we decided to do that. When we got on the phone, we were like, let's just be ourselves. If she's gonna like us, it's because for who we are, and that's what the parents that our kids gonna get. And we had a great conversation. And I remember the one question she asked us. She's like, there's one question that is very important to me. She's like, are you guys religious? And I was like, oh. I was like, to be honest, I was like, what if we say yes and she's not? But what if we say no and she is? Like, you know what? Just in those microseconds, you just think and you say, just be honest. And we say, listen, he and I have different beliefs. We do not go to church. We respect each other's belief. And she's like, great. She's like, I don't want our kid to have to go through church, whatever her belief is. And I'm not trying to send a negative message about religion. What I'm trying to send is a message about, when you talk to a birth mom, make sure that you're always yourself, that you always present who you truly are, because whatever it is, whatever they believe in, whatever you believe in, that has to be the match for the agreement of adoption. Because I can tell you today, 5 years later, the understanding that we have of adoption is 17,000 times bigger than it was 5 years ago, than it was the day that Sebastian was born. It's just, you continue to learn through this process, and you truly understand that finding the best match is the best thing. And I can tell you nowadays, Sebastian acts like us. It has our mentality. He thinks like us. And a lot of it, it's, that it's his birth instinct, and it comes from that perfect match that we were able to achieve by truly being ourselves.
Yeah, that's really good advice.
She'll reach out Christmas, birthdays, holidays.
That's wonderful.
Now, and she always sends like this care package once a year. Well,
That is so sweet.
It's phenomenal. Like, I praise her so much.
Well, Sebastian's really going to appreciate that too. I mean, you never can be loved by too many people.
Yeah.
And he calls, and this was all him. So he has like an endearing term for her. It's not mom. It's my first mom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No.
Like, well, first and only one.
Yeah.
There'll never be a second.
Right?
Spoiler alert.
It's phenomenal.
And we try to get together as much as possible. Unfortunately, sometimes the geographical locations don't allow for that. But that door is always open for whenever is possible. If where she lives, we like to visit that city. We haven't gone since Sebastian was born, because it's been a little, it was COVID, and then it was all the craziness, and then
He was born in 2020. So
so he's almost 6. So is he in?
The full COVID
he's in
baby.
Kindergarten then.
No.
So that makes it more difficult too, because there's less openings to travel when they're in school. So
Exactly. Yeah, it makes it a little harder. But we really want to get back and really hopefully get the chance to spend some time with her. And we'll get to the part, we have a daughter now too, who's 1 year old. And in the last care package, she sent a gift for Sophia too, which was super sweet. And it truly shows the love and care that she has for her son. It's just such a beautiful thing, and understanding the selfless act that they're doing. It's amazing, and I will forever be grateful and thankful.
Well, some of the questions that she posed to us. So not only do we have the phone call, but we ask her, hey, it's COVID. Is there anything we can help? Like, expenses are tough right now. We're all in this together.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we worked with, the finance portion to up her allowance so she didn't have to work as much. And outside of that, we reached out on the next call and we're like, hey, would you like to meet? And this still gives me goosebumps. I may cry. But we met at a restaurant and we didn't know really what they looked like, who they were, because it was both birth mom and birth dad at that time.
Oh, wow.
That's
Okay.
interesting. We don't get that
Yeah.
often, so that's
More
unique.
uncommon for sure.
So we're sitting here and we see this couple walk in. Clearly you could tell she was pregnant, but they're carrying this present. So I'm like, maybe that's not them. So we sit down, sure enough, it is them. And she's like, before we get started with dinner, we want to give you this. And I'm like, it's hard. We opened the box, and that morning they had their ultrasound, and it was the gender reveal. So she wanted to reveal
Oh my gosh.
gender the baby was. And it was this,
That's so cool.
all of these photos of the ultrasound and the most little boy outfit.
Oh my gosh.
That's so sweet that she wrapped it all up and made it a big deal. I love that. So you got some special pregnancy moments.
That's a special moment, yeah.
It was very, very, very touching, and she actually let us know that she had a fish before we did that gender reveal. She actually let us know on Valentine's Day of 2020 that she was choosing us officially as the adoptive family.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and that's next week now. So that's a special.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Eamon and I had planned this winery trip for Valentine's Day, and we're staying at the winery, and it just ended up being our baby moon
Yeah.
because that was in January. We
That
met
was
her
perfect.
April is that when Sebastian was born?
in
Yeah.
April 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic.
Well, right
And-
before, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very crazy because all of these protocols were at the hospital. That's to get to that point is where I say it's so important that you follow your instincts and that you're always true to yourself because with all the COVID protocols, hospitals were not so open to giving adoptive families the room next to the
Yes,
birth.
it was a wild time. We had social workers meeting expectant moms in parks, putting paperwork under a rock,
Well, nobody
and then
had
running
gone through
away.
it before, so it was everyone was just trying to figure
Yeah, we're all
it out.
trying to do it at the same time.
Yeah,
and nobody
it's
knows
not
what
like,
to do.
It's not like there was any protocol in place, in case a pandemic happened.
It was so devastating though for a while because people.
This is how we're going to navigate adoption.
But there's still babies to be born, right? It was just a devastating time, I think, especially for anything medical. Oh gosh.
So we decided so they offered the room. They're like, yeah, well, but in that moment, something told us we feel like they need their time, and they need that closure moment. And we're like, let's not stay. And I remember Eamon and I talking, and Eamon's like, are you sure?
I was nervous.
Yeah. And I'm like, are God's telling us? And at this moment, we just have to make sure that we also respect their feelings as well. And so we went back to the hotel and they decided to just wind down and wait until the next day. And then the next day we came and saw the baby and her, and we just continued to bond. Sebastian was born on a Friday at 11:50 p.m. In the state where he was born, it allows 48 hours for the mom to relinquish the parental right. And so the 48 hours were on Sunday at midnight, which of course just extended that time to Monday, right? So Monday comes the attorney for the birth mom, and we exit the room, and we sit outside and
Nobody
with
can
birth
prepare
dad,
you for this.
nobody
by the
can
way.
prepare you for that.
This was hard.
We sit with birth dad outside, and we're just waiting. And then the lawyer opens the door and says, "Okay, you guys, she signed everything. You guys can come in." And I can tell you, I've never understood when people said they had a mixed emotions. I was like, that can't happen.
Oh, yeah.
That like just does not happen.
You're like, never mind.
Never.
I felt a mixed of emotions.
Well, and I always say it's like you're in such an elite group of people that is going to go through what that feels like. And it's just, I feel like such a chaotic moment because it's kind of one of the hardest days of someone else's life and one of the happiest days of yours at the exact same time.
At the exact same time. That was her feeling, that when we walk into the room, she was like buried on Sebastian's torso, crying. And
Oh.
you just feel like you rip a family apart, right? That's just a feeling. But at the same time, you're so happy because you're achieving the dream of your family. And I can tell you nowadays, that's not my feeling at all. I think that's just a normal feeling that I think everybody needs to be aware of, because it is the birth moms make this decision out of love. It's not because they don't want a kid. They are making this decision out of love for their kid, and they know it's the best choice for them, but that does not mean it does not hurt.
No, they deserve to go through all the feelings and emotions, and you just happen to be there at the same time.
Well, and there's a human on the other side of this, right? Like this is not just a means for you to become parents. So I think just like you describing that really emotional moment between, her and Sebastian, I think that just humanizes this process, because I don't always think that people realize how painful it is. This isn't just a woman not wanting to be a parent.
Yeah, I always say choosing to stay pregnant is an act of love. The end. Like, so nobody's not being loved here. It's just
because there's other choices, and they didn't make that choice.
Yeah, and no judgment, but like
No.
it's still an act of love. So
She said something that day, like, because we didn't leave her side, but she said, "I'm not giving up my son, but I'm gaining 2 more family members.
Aw.
Please promise me that, you're going to give him a brother or a sister." And so we're like,
No pressure.
All right, let's get to work on Sophia.
But do you know when we got back, so we were all discharged, we took, baby back to the Airbnb that we had gotten. Do you know that night she and birth dad come back and she had made dinner for all of us, and she's like, "Are you
Oh
sleeping?"
my
Or
gosh.
I mean, you just had a baby, but sure, feed me as well.
Gosh, that's like Amanda after she gives birth, really.
I know.
the guilt feeling, like, I'm like, you just had a baby, like, why are you cooking and
You're like, am
loving
I just not doing enough? Because I'm just here. I just showed up.
You know what? It sounds almost like partly a coping mechanism too. Like
Oh, I'm sure it probably made her feel.
it gives your active brain something to focus on, and also you get to spend time with the people that you're looking forward to continuing be part of their lives.
And that's why it goes
Nice
back
memory.
to that perfect match, because through the 2 weeks that we were out of our home state, she came visit every single day, and it was no fun at all for us. I mean, we understood the privileged position that we were, and the gratitude that we had to have towards her. And it was, we never felt any kind of way. It never even felt like an invasion of our privacy or anything. It just felt such a normal thing.
natural.
Yeah, it was
Well, it's
so
a really nice way to reassure her that you're going to follow through on all the promises you made too, so that she can feel that. I'm sure that will help her heal.
100%. And I think that topic of an open adoption or not, that's something that people truly need to understand, and understand if they are willing to do that commitment, And
Yeah, I agree.
The agreement sometimes sound too transactional. And I remember some of the options was that we open a Shutterfly account and we upload pictures there regularly, and she can access them there. But we talk and we're like, "Do you just want to add us to Facebook?" We're like, "We don't mind it."
She likes all of our stuff on
Yeah,
Facebook.
She's like, I'm your biggest fan.
And that's so nice that you asked her what she wanted, because I feel like it's great that she wanted that. And then there's some birth moms that just want to be able to see pictures when they feel ready. So it allows them to
It gives them
access
emotional
something when they're
control.
ready versus it just kind of popping up or whatever. But I love that you asked because I
It's
feel like every birth
consideration.
mom's different. Yeah.
I think consideration is the highest form of love.
And that was always in our mind. What does she feel comfortable with? That has to be the most important thing for us, and it will be important for us for the rest of our life. To this day, I mean, Sebastian understands adoption. Sebastian understands how everything happens. We actually wrote his adoption story into a book that we gifted him his last
It's
God
like
day.
real.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like
And-
perfect.
There was one thing that Mom had said, she's like, this is the selfish portion of me. But she's like, when I chose you guys, she's like, everybody has the profile. But she's like, you guys had a video. And she's like, no offense, Amon, but you were really trying hard. I'm not good on camera. Like, not good. So I was like,
She's like, I can see effort from this one.
This was like Mr. like cool.
That's genuinely so funny.
But she was like, there's other couples that this is so scripted. She's like, they just look too perfect. And she's like, I don't want to ever lose her place as mom. And she's
People
like,
are gonna think that we paid you at some point.
I know, like,
Because we tell you,
just be yourselves.
we talk about profile video. We talk about all of this. It's just get in front of the camera and just talk. Don't. And
No.
it's so
Be
funny
yourself.
because we got this one video once, and it's like, this thin line of like, okay, I have to be nice, but I have to tell this person that this video is horrible. Like this is the exact. I always say there's nothing you can do that's gonna make the right mom not choose you. And I'm like, but you have achieved it right here in this video. It was bad. So I was like, listen,
They probably appreciate your feedback. Though.
I'm like, you have to redo this, and I can tell that you're reading something
We're gonna have to edit
behind the
that out.
camera. So,
Right.
so I'm like, I can tell. So you have to get that out of there. And then they redid it, and they just talked, and it was like phenomenal. It was like the best video ever.
Sometimes we have expected moms that are like, hey, these are our top families. Could you have them each make us like a 30-second video? And those are all so much better because everyone's in a hurry to get it done. So they're relaxed. I just think that it's such, I feel like sometimes people think it's reductive to be like, just be yourselves. But really and truly, that's the person you want to be because that's the person who's going to be in a genuine relationship with this person.
We didn't have any script whatsoever.
it was very difficult.
We knew what we
Eamon's like still traumatized by filming.
He's
the
like, I
video.
was the one that wanted. But you said it when she asked you the question about whether you were religious. I think what's hard for people to hear, like you need to be yourself. That's one thing to hear, but I think when you're in a moment, when you know that this could be the reason why you're chosen or why you're not, that I think it's very hard to be yourself because you're trying to be appeal to anyone. Anyone that
Exactly.
might
You're
look at
like,
your
look at my mass appeal.
You tried really hard. I'm just.
I like want to watch.
I'm out here really trying.
I want to watch the video now.
I know. Now I need to see it.
I'll be happy to send you guys the link.
Yes, please do.
Oh my gosh! Send us cruise dates
Well,
and the
very
copy
Cruise
of the
dates
video.
and the video.
Mind you, I'm a overachiever or whatever. But the one thing that I will say is that there was no script. We said what we wanted to say. We knew what we wanted to accomplish. But I mean, it was a very high-produced video. I mean, we went to several different locations. I edited it. I made sure that
You're so fancy.
subtitles in Spanish, and then I made
Oh,
sure
I
that I
love
spoke
that.
Spanish and put subtitles in English because we truly wanted to be able to be seen by anyone.
That's
and if
really
there was
cool.
a Hispanic mom out there.
Oh my gosh, I might recommend that to families in the future too when they're
Yeah.
doing a video. I don't know if we're doing that, but we should if they want to do Spanish subtitles.
So
or...
some that are bilingual, it's funny because they'll do that. Like one family will introduce themselves, and then the other one will introduce them in the other language. And I think it's cool because
Oh, cute.
even if like one family spoke like Portuguese, the chances of us getting a mom that speaks Portuguese probably isn't very high. But what was really cool about it is she thought it was neat that they could teach her child two different languages. So sometimes there's an appeal in that, even if she doesn't know what you're saying. It doesn't matter. It sounds good. Everything sounds better in Spanish.
Well,
True. I can say one thing in Portuguese.
We were open to any race, when we filed for adoption. But I mean, secretly, we were hoping for a Hispanic or Caucasian baby because it was just to be able to relate, or I don't know, whatever you want to say. That's
Yeah.
be our family, and be as look alike, whatever you want to call it. And I apologize if anybody feels different about this, but that's the reason why we put the Spanish subtitles, because we wanted to make sure that Hispanic moms who we were dreaming for a Hispanic baby that were able to see us. And funny thing, I mean, Sebastian's birth mom is Caucasian and his birth dad is Hispanic, so
Aw.
he's 50-50. So couldn't even be a better for us. I mean, it was just it was insane. And I think they sometimes, and we are aware of this, of all the guidance that lifelong adoption gives for the profile, and yet you can tell the people that truly pour themselves into it, and the people that probably were a little more reserved, even with videos or not. It's just you have to make. Sometimes no, birth moms want to see that family's heart in the videos,
That's such a nice way to say it.
editing skills.
That's a
or
really
not.
nice way of saying that you can tell which families pay attention and listen and which ones do not.
You are so snappy tonight.
I'm over here like once a week at least on Lifelong's Facebook page, and I'm like,
Oh, I love that we are just. Oh, I thought we were being judgmental now. I was like scrolling through, like someone needs to.
Oh, and I'm snappy. Rude.
Even started it.
This is positive.
This is what happens when we record at night. It's after hours podcast.
I wish that people truly understood that, or everybody understood that it doesn't, if it's going to take you longer, but it's going to be your true self in there,
Exactly.
that is 100% worth it. We didn't, I mean, I remember Lifelong reached out, was like, are you done with the video? And I'm like, I have a few more seconds.
that was June.
I remember.
Supportive and pushy.
They're like, knock, knock, it's me again, video.
Exactly. So we got it done. We got it finished. And I mean, of course,
Well, it didn't prolong your journey at all. You got things done A-OK time.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. It was perfect timing.
It really made me want to like email the other people back and be like, ha ha ha, look what Lifelong accomplished in 15 minutes.
It's not too late.
A finished adoption video
It's
and just
actually
deliver
not
it.
too late to do that.
That's so
actually.
petty. I love it. Big fan.
We actually went back to them just to move on to the story of our daughter.
Yeah.
We decided that it was time that we needed to have a second kid. And we went back to the initial adoption agency, not because we wanted to pay them more money, but because the money we had already paid was still valid. And we're like, let's try this. And now that we have the knowledge that Lifelong gave us, maybe we can just market ourselves. Just have that.
Just apply that.
We figured out how to do this. We don't really need you. We just need you
Right.
to.
I just need your platform, basically.
Yeah.
We included Sebastian, and
No
we
calls, no
yeah,
emails,
no
no
calls,
follow-up.
nothing.
Ghost
Nothing.
town.
I bet you
Yeah.
really missed Lifelong at that point.
I feel like we're like Julia Roberts and like Pretty Woman, and we're like, you wouldn't help me before.
Well,
Oh my
we
God.
actually played it, going back
You were
to
like,
Lifelong.
big mistake.
Exactly. We contemplated it, but we know it can be a little more challenging to be chosen once you have a child. Some birth moms truly want their kid to be the first or only kid, and I understand that from a perspective. So we know it was going to be harder. And unfortunately, after a year waiting, we said we gotta figure out a second option. And I had a friend who did surrogacy in Colombia, down in South America.
Well, and this also helped Sebastian be a part of the journey.
Yes.
You know, like he was in with the photos, he was in with the videos. So, you know, he got to go to Colombia with us for the month when she was born.
Yeah.
So it was like the journey to carry him with.
It
Oh,
was
that's
very-
amazing.
Actually,
It
he
was-
was the same age as I was when we adopted my little sister. I was also adopted, but we adopted my sister. I was 4.5, and honestly, those are some of my first core memories. They're so special, and my sister and I are very close. So I think that's so amazing, honestly.
It was honestly a hard decision to decide because we understood Sebastian, the adoption so well, and we didn't want it to down the road Sebastian say, well, but my sibling is biological to at least one of you guys, and I am not. How does that feel? What's that going to mean? And we work with our social worker who did all of our home study for lifelong adoption. She was here, and she ultimately told us, like, listen, it's gonna be as normal as you make it. So
Yeah,
just
exactly.
and that's what we've always been so open to Sebastian about adoption. That surrogacy was just kind of in the same lane. We explained, but he really didn't understand the biological part of it. So what we decided to do, we bought an egg incubator, and Sebastian.
I didn't even know what you were going to say, but you laughed, and I just knew it was going to be funny, so I just started laughing, and rightfully so.
Yeah, so, Amon's parents have a farm, and they have chicken in there. So we brought home fertilized.
You're like, we got this.
I know. We brought home fertilized eggs, and we hatched the eggs. And we used that to explain to Sebastian, like, listen, these are not our babies. They are the chicken babies that we helped them because they couldn't take care of it. And Sebastian was, I said, that's the same thing that Maribel is doing for us down in Colombia. She's
I think
helping
you guys
us.
might be parenting experts. This is just genius.
I know, people are going to think that you're paid
This is
actors.
the best idea I've ever
At some
heard.
point, they're going to be like, this is not
Like,
real.
why did I not do that? That makes sense.
Bring my kids here if you want. They both. So that's how we explained to him kind of the loaned uterus, if you want to call it,
And now Sebastian's
If you want to call it that.
15 chickens.
Yeah, that's true too. He does think that. Now we have to have chicken, at least.
I'm like crying.
Love the hatching process. I'm not very fond of it because they stink. But
See, then I
Well,
would
I
hate
got
it.
news for you. Birth is pretty
they're
sticky.
born, like they
In
put in
all
the box for like a
species.
couple days. You're like,
Time to go to the
goodness.
farm.
trying to send them to the farm. They gotta go. But it truly helped us explain to Sebastian the process of surrogacy, and it wasn't a shock for him that just all of a sudden he had a sister that came out of nowhere. And just for our process was just a great way to do it. It wouldn't apply if it would have been a second adopted kid, but at least for our process was just perfect. And to this day, I mean, we talk, and he asked us the other day he's like, if I have a mom, who's Sophia's mom? And I'm like, well, her process is a little different. She does not have a mom, but we'll explain that to you later once you can understand that. And he's like,
Because our egg donor and our surrogate were two separate people.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, I think you're already doing the lion's share of work. Like, congratulations on being so smart. Like, I just think this is like when we flew to Texas to pick up my sister, I had no questions. I was like,
She didn't get the chicken hatching experience.
no one explained this to me, so we just stayed at the
Donna,
Holiday, we stayed at
missed
the Holiday
opportunity.
Inn, and then someone brought us a baby at the adoption. I had no questions.
She
I
had the
was like,
Holiday
this
Inn
makes
experience, not the
total
chicken
sense.
experience.
these are like, so what?
They could have just taken. I don't know where that baby. I was like, makes sense to me. You're my sister now.
She didn't care. She was like, this one's mine.
Yeah, I have no questions.
I get to keep.
And I would say also, Patricia did do a really good job at saying that the birth parents sometimes can fade out of the life. And so
Yes.
Yeah.
we noticed there was like a little period of time a couple years ago where the birth mom, she wasn't liking anything on Facebook. We hadn't heard from her. We didn't know to like reach out, give her time, like maybe something was going on. So out of the blue, she reached out and said that her and birth dad had split and that she was relocating to a new state, new town, new career, just doing her.
Aw. So
Which was-
she just needed time to transition.
But I mean, she's back. I
Yeah.
mean, she looked great. She's dating.
One thing she never stopped was looking at Facebook and loving. Like, she never stopped that. We had not heard from her, and we tried to be very respectful of the reaching out and letting it be on her terms too.
Yeah.
You never know what's going on in someone's life.
But for example, the other day, Sebastian kept asking questions about her. And I just reached out to her and said, hey, is it okay if we video chat? She's like, absolutely, no problem at all. So, and we've done that. We've chatted with him. When she sends her presents, we record it and we send it to her. And then he calls her and says, thank you. It's a great relationship. It's people out there that are so, because we were there, we were so mortified about how we were going to manage an open adoption, because that's one thing that Lifelong truly recommended. Like, we are pro open adoption.
Well, it's so scary in the beginning because you just don't know what to expect.
You don't.
And I feel like media does a really weird job of making adoption like taboo to begin with.
100%. I'm always like, don't believe anything you see on movies or TV. I have yet to see it ever really portrayed accurately. Honestly, Friends did the best job with Monica and Chandler adopting the twins. Like, that's the best job. So that should tell you something about the quality.
Exactly.
Now, we don't hear anymore from Birth Dad. To our knowledge, Mom said that he's moved on, has a relationship, has since had a child with her. But he's, I mean, I don't want to say out of the picture, because, I mean, we're always welcome if he has questions or wants to see Sebastian. But he's kind of chosen to take more of a backseat approach right now.
And you're just respecting that, yeah.
Yeah.
Really, because we don't know the feelings, you know. Maybe
I can't relate.
Yeah,
I can tell you the one thing that I can relate from the adoption is this ginormous love that we feel for our kids, and the thought of the adoption. It makes me admire birth moms so much more, because it's 100% a courageous choice. No, I don't know that I could, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
To have the strength to do that is 100% admirable.
we have neighbors that are contemplating, you know, adoption versus fostering. We have friends that are also doing the same thing, and they always ask us. They're like, you know, can you kind of tell us? And like, wait a minute, you're going to need at least 2 hours of uninterrupted time for us to give you everything. So, but no,
Like, buckle up.
I feel like we're the biggest advocates, you know.
I love that.
But one thing that Lifelong also helped us with was navigating our relationship while we're waiting. Nobody can prepare you for that either, because, like, while I'm panicking, we're not being chosen for a year and a half. What's wrong with us? You know, he's the rock solid person. So, like, we can lean on each other and know how to manage each other's emotions too, which made us way better in the married world than what we were.
Yeah, I'm sure it made the relationship stronger for sure.
And you know, we see adoption is a beautiful word in our house. Every November 12th, we celebrate Gotcha Day, and it's like a half birthday and
Slash Christmas. 'Cause it's a big
Christmas.
deal.
And I mean, in this past Gotcha Day, like I said, we wrote this book thanks to artificial intelligence, because I could never imagine illustrating a book. I don't have that skill. So with artificial intelligence, I created the characters and we illustrated the book and we wrote the stories, and it starts with Sebastian's birth story and then some of his fantasies, some real stories, and it ends with us talking again about adoption and really reinforcing that positive message. And he just gets it. It's not, you know, other kids around us, they have questions about, you know, why does Sebastian have two dads? And I mean, Sebastian does too. But for him, it's just never like, what? For him, it's just normal.
Yeah, I tell that to people
What do
all
you
the
mean?
time.
Everyone doesn't have two dads?
Yeah. No, honestly, that's how I felt growing up.
Unlucky kids, I guess.
I was like, you guys don't just fly to another state and pick up a baby? Like, that's how I got Laura. Is that not normal in your family?
That's it. That's the response when he asked that question once. He's like, well, Scarlett mom lives with them. He's like, why don't I have a mom living with me? Well, like, well, you get two fun dads. Like, nobody gets to get that.
Right?
Yes. Like, and we move on, and that was it. He's never a topic that he, like, hangs on for long. It's just, I have
Well,
a
it's good that
question.
you don't shy away from the questions too, because I feel like kids are naturally going to have questions as things come up.
Yeah.
And there's no filter, right? So it's great that you don't shy away from it, but you also don't make like a big deal about everything too, because it's
Nowadays, I will tell you the first time he asked that question we had taken him on a Disney cruise, and he had just, in a Disney cruise, the word that you hear the most is mommy, and he was 3 years old.
Yes,
And I
I'm
remember
familiar.
And Eamon went to get him a slice of pizza, and I went to give him a bath. And literally in that moment, he and I, one-on-one, he's like, Papi, why don't I have a mom? And I'm like,
You're like, it happened.
This is a moment
Everybody stay
I thought I
calm.
was preparing for, and now I'm freaking out.
and let my heart speak. And I said, oh, you do have a mom. You have your first mom. I told him by name and explained to him, and it reinforced the process, and told him, how much we love him. And I said, you know what? The one thing that I can always tell you is that we wanted you more than anything. We wanted you, and we worked really hard for you. And then Eamon walked into the room, and I was like pale. He's like, everything.
You're like, help.
He asked a question, and he's like, what? I was like,
And you're like, the question.
You're like, I was going to get more Mickey churros.
You know, the one.
but I mean, we had always agreed that when that question came, we were always going to be honest. And I mean, that's what we stayed true to that moment. I mean, from that moment, and that has been our story from that moment on. And he understands his reality, and for him, it's normal, and it is normal. I just think that a lot of times we make it a taboo, or we overcomplicate it ourselves, thinking, managing these relationships. And honestly, never doubt that the birth mom made a choice that was selfless. She chose you to be the family of that kid, and she will always respect that. So
Absolutely.
it's
I
a
love that.
huge advocate. It's an advocate that your son has, that will, or your kid has, that will always be on their side.
Yeah.
Well, I have one question that I always love to ask all of the families that we meet with.
Yes, before we let you go, we have to know.
We have to know if you could give one piece of advice to anyone going through the process, what would it be?
No
For me,
pressure.
Be yourself, but don't be selfish.
Oh, that's great. I love that, actually.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
got
I think-
layers.
Yeah.
We've thought
Yeah.
about that before.
This is predetermined. I'm just kidding.
If you can get tied up in, I want a baby so bad that I'm just going to be whoever they want me to be on screen, that's not the baby for you. The baby for you is out there, but you have to be yourself in order to get it and bring it home.
Yeah. I think for
Absolutely.
me, understanding the complexity of it and be prepared to go through ups and downs as you wait, and ups and downs after you're chosen, and ups and downs after your baby's born. You have to be prepared and lean on each other. If you're going into adoption as a couple, lean on each other and understand that you both want the same thing. And understand that somebody may feel down one day and the other one may feel down the other day. But always understand that it's a hard process. It's a beautiful process. And if you do it from the heart, it's going to have a beautiful ending.
Real quick, a funny one about Steph, because you were asking if she's still in the picture. So she's always in the picture. But the day that we get the call from actually our birth mom's mom saying that she had gone into labor, and so she's like, you need to get here like now. Literally that morning, we are slinging car seats, throwing diaper bags early. And so
They're harder
Steph,
than they look.
she's like, you go pack yourself. I mean, she just got off a night shift at the hospital. So, like, she's all in a estranged look. Like, we're snapping car seats in. And she's like, go, go, go.
From a cruise to helping us pack for a baby.
Yep.
Right?
Aw.
Right?
Perfect.
I love that. You guys have been really great. I love your story. I want you to send me everything. I want you to send me the book.
Yeah.
I want you to send me. Do you have photos of
I want the
your
pictures.
gender pictures? Do you have photos of that?
I
Send us
believe-
that. I want to know everything. Take me on the journey. Send them all to us.
Yeah.
Send me cruise dates that you're available for as well.
This
Don't forget
is
that.
so fun.
But I really enjoyed getting to know you guys. I think people are going to love hearing about your story.
Yeah.
You guys
Thank
had
you so
great
much.
advice too. So thank you so much for taking
Same.
the time to meet with us and share a little bit of your story with us.
I feel like a
thank
therapist.
you.
I'm like, and that's time.
And
So awesome.
scene. No.
Thank you guys so much. We're just gonna close it out, and then we'll say goodbye. If that's okay.
Thank you
Sounds
so
great.
much.
Good night, ladies, and thank you.
Good night.
Boys. We love you. Bye bye.
They were great.
Yes, so great. So, my love, another successful conversation.
Until next time.
Until next time. I'll see you tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
You get to be in my life all the time, but we'll see you guys next.